A very good evening, viewers. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Rakta Mishra, and let's get you a quick roundup of all these stories in this edition, viewers. Now, the bar associations across the country have come together, joined hands, and they are demanding the removal of corruption. They're demanding justice in this case. They want the transfer order back, and they want a criminal probe against Justice Varma. So that's the big story. That's the top story on 6 Stories at 6 tonight. Also on the show, how Pastor Bajinder Singh is being shielded. One after the other, we see victims narrating their horrific ordeal, but there is complete silence from the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab, viewers. Also, the other story that we have been tracking for you is Mamata Banerjee, the West Bengal Chief Minister. She is hailing the British Raj. She was in UK and she is hailing the British Raj. She is reminiscing about the time, the colonial ties of Kolkata. Also, the day 5 of anti-terror operations in Kathua, viewers. Ground reports and live updates coming in from Kathua. Also, for the first time since the war in Ukraine. All right, we are going to tell you how the Russian president is planning a visit to India soon. He has accepted the Prime Minister's invitation on that. First, we start with the biggest scandal that has hit Indian judiciary in the recent times, in modern history. Now, this continues, viewers, to in fact raise questions. We have the High Court Bar Associations today coming together in Delhi, seeking an appointment with the Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjiv Khanna. They met. They raised certain demands and they say that they have been assured by Justice Khanna of the necessary action in the matter. We have multiple reactions lined up for you. We spoke to all the High Court Bar Association chiefs who were in Delhi. Listen into what they said.
मीटिंग देखिए, आज ये जान लीजिए आप कि आज यहाँ पे हम लोग का जो पर्पस था, वो पर्पस ये था कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान के हाई कोर्ट बार एसोसिएशन से जितने ज़्यादा लोग आ सकें, वो आज टाइम निकाल के हम यहाँ मिलने वाले। हम लोगों ने ये तय किया कि हम सीजीआई से मिलेंगे एंड सीनियर जजेस से मिलेंगे। हम अलग अलग मिलना तय हुआ था। ये हमारा भाग्य है कि सीजीआई साहब ने हमारे इस दर्द को समझा और सारे 5 के 5 जो जजेस होते हैं सीनियर मोस्ट, जो पॉलिसी डिसीजंस लेते हैं, उस सब लोगों ने हमें टाइम दिया। हम अंदर गए, हमने अपनी बातें कहीं, हमने रिटर्न में अपनी बातें दी उनको। उन्होंने हमें ये एश्योर किया कि वो हमारी हर बात को कंसीडर करेंगे।
सर, क्या क्या डिमांड्स थे आपके? उनके जो
हमारी रिपेट्रिएशन इज नॉट टू बी डन, ही शुड बी केप्ट इन दिल्ली इटसेल्फ। जुडिशियल वर्क विड्रॉ कर लिया गया है, वो कंटिन्यू रहे। एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव वर्क भी उनका वापस कर दिया जाए, ना उसे ले लिया जाए, और क्रिमिनल एक्शन के खिलाफ इमीडिएटली होना चाहिए।
So are they going to take a decision in terms of his transfer?
To consider and take a decision.
One encouraging factor is that the Chief Justice of India, we had sought an appointment with the Chief Justice of India. He met us along with the entire collegium of 5 judges, and all the 5 senior most judges, including the Chief Justice, were there. We were given a very patient hearing. We insisted that the transfer must be withdrawn, number one. No judicial work must be assigned. So they have said, though the transfer is there, there is no judicial work assigned to Justice Yashwant Varma, even at Allahabad. Second thing, we said, we insisted that the law, the inquiry must go on very correctly, and it must be a thorough investigation. There should be, it should instill confidence in the public that the inquiry panel is getting at the root of the matter, and the criminal law must be set into motion. And they have also said that they have assured that this inquiry will go on to its truth.
All right, so viewers, we are going to tell you exactly how the case has unfolded so far, viewers. Piles of unaccounted cash found burning at Justice Varma's residence, and the moment this report came out, it was something that the country had learned about, something never seen before. This was a High Court judge, a Delhi High Court judge residence, viewers. Because of that fire, that cash got discovered. The SC Collegium then issues repatriation order, and then he is sent back to Allahabad High Court. And Allahabad High Court Bar Association then goes on to protest against this transfer, viewers. And we saw how the strong statements came in from Mr. Anil Tiwari of the Allahabad High Court Bar Association that we are not a dustbin. Then Justice Yashwant Varma was sent back to Allahabad High Court despite the protest, despite them writing to the CJI, Justice Sanjiv Khanna, to the Collegium. Now, bar associations across the country are joining hands as we see today as well. They're protesting against the transfer. This happened in Allahabad, in Prayagraj, and it has now reached Delhi. And now Bar Association presidents also, they staged indefinite protests, Allahabad High Court Bar Association. And of course, it's a united effort now that we're witnessing. They all converged in the national capital to raise the demands, and they raise the demand for justice. Bar Association president now, today, they all met Chief Justice of India, Justice Sanjiv Khanna, and they put forth their demands. Justice Khanna accepted all the demands of the bar associations, assuring them of taking necessary action, viewers. Now, and of course, a police probe is also gaining momentum, as we know, on that evidence being tampered. There is a possibility that evidence was tampered. There is no police probe against the judge yet. Let's be very clear about it, viewers. Okay, Mr. Riputaman Shahi is joining us live on the broadcast, who is president of the Allahabad Bar Association. Mr. Shahi, thank you so much. And just if you can tell us the highlights of the conversation, of the demands that you raised, the demands you put forth across the Chief Justice of India, Justice Khanna, today, sir.
We made it clear to the members of the Collegium that we are not going to accept Mr. Yashwant Varma at either of the High Court across India to discharge judicial function. Though the Collegium has not communicated any adverse material with regard to our representation in respect of Mr. Yashwant Varma, but we are very confident that a proper decision would be communicated to us within a couple of days. And so long Mr. Yashwant Varma is not permanently posted at either of the High Court to discharge judicial function, we have adopted a policy to wait and watch.
Right, sir. Sir, so there is also, when we spoke to Mr. Vivek Reddy earlier in the morning, and he said that they want a criminal, action to be moved. There should be some criminal investigation against Justice Varma. And now what we know is that Justice Khanna has assured. How hopeful are you? And how soon you expect that the action should be taken in this case, sir? Because timing of it is everything. The speed of justice is everything, sir.
Let me clear that CJI has not assured anything to us, and it would be not better for us to communicate anything to that effect that CJI or any Collegium member has assured us towards any positive decision or negative decision. But the body language and gesture and demeanor of all the members of Collegium seem to be very favorable to us, and they paid a very sincere heed to our demand, and the Collegium was equally concerned with the problem which has been accrued on account of the matter of Sri Yashwant Varma.
Right, sir. Right, sir. So, President, the High Court Bar Association say that there has been no action assured by the CJI, Justice Khanna, yet, but they feel that their demeanor was favorable. That's an important statement coming in. So, thank you so much, Mr. Shahi, joining us on Public TV with those details on the story. Viewers, now, the anger over the allegations against Punjab self-styled pastor is only growing. However, the Bhagwant Mann-led Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab seems to be unmoved, only looking to duck questions and dodge accountability, or even the action against the pastor, the self-proclaimed pastor. Multiple women have come forward to voice the horrific ordeal that was perpetrated by the pastor in question, Bajinder Singh. While it takes courage to break silence on a matter so grave, the victims have found the strength to come forward. They have spoken to Republic TV, bringing to light the heinous incident. However, these allegations are being met with no action from the side of the state authorities. And viewers, now we are getting you the accounts, multiple accounts of these women. Let's take a listen into those.
अब ऐसी चीज़ें हो रही थी जैसे कि अभी फिलहाल में एक लड़की एक विक्टिम थी जो आई है आगे, जो पीड़ित थी, और हमने खुद, जब पहले तक मेरे सामने कोई ऐसी केस नहीं आया था क्योंकि मैं बच्चों को ट्रेंड करती थी वहाँ पे, पर जब मेरे खुद के पीरियड टावर की ऐसी लड़की आई है और 2-3 लड़कियां हमें और पता लगी हैं कि उनके साथ सेम चीज़ें हुई हैं और उन चीज़ों को दबाने के लिए पूरी लड़कियों के साथ ऐसे मारपीट हो रही है, उन्हें दबाया जा रहा है, वो चीज़ें इतनी ज़्यादा वहाँ पे होने लगी थी। अब 1.5 साल से बहुत कुछ हो रहा था। 2-3 तो मेरी नज़र में थी जिनके साथ हो रहा था, ये चीज़ें हो रही थी, और बाकी बहुत सी लड़कियां हैं। अब मेरे जाने के बाद भी काफ़ी लड़कियां रातों रात वहाँ से भागी हैं।
आप बाहर निकल कर आई हैं, आप इस पर सवाल कर रही हैं, क्या आपको धमकी मिल रही है इस मामले में?
वो पूरा मुझे यकीन है कि वो बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमने वहाँ रहकर देखी है ये चीज़ें कि कंप्लेंट डालनी, प्रेशर डालना। अब जो वहाँ पे धरने किए गए हैं वो उन लोगों को पता ही नहीं होता कि हमें क्यों लेकर जाया जा रहा है, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि वहाँ पे कॉल के प्रेयर के नाम से बुलाया जाएगा, लोगों को बस से भर भर के भेज देंगे, बीच में कुछ ऐसे गलत लोग भी भेजे जाएंगे कि अगर कुछ भी होता है तो आपने मार देना, और मैं उनको बोलूँगा कि हाँ ये तो मेरे समर्थक थे, ये मेरे को धर्मगुरु मानते हैं और उन्होंने मार दिया, तो मैं अपने आप कवर कर लूँगा।
Right, we have Pritpal Singh Baliwal, who is the spokesperson of BJP Punjab units. ये जो शख्स है बलजिंदर सिंह, इनको लेकर तमाम तरह की एक्यूजेशंस लग रही हैं। बार बार एक एक करके हमने तमाम ऐसे लोगों से बातचीत की है, महिलाओं से बातचीत की है जो बहुत ही बड़ी बड़ी चार्जेस लगा रहे हैं, और उनको जो है अब जाके कहीं ना कहीं लोगों ने आवाज़ उठाने की हिम्मत जुटाई है। लेकिन हिम्मत जो सरकार में है वो क्यों नहीं, जो सत्ता में है, जो एजेंसीज हैं, वो क्यों नहीं उठा पा रही हैं इस शख्स के खिलाफ किसी भी तरह की एक्शन लेने से, क्योंकि FIR भी दर्ज हो गई है लेकिन कोई एक्शन नहीं देखने को मिल रहा है।
देखिए, ये जो आदमी है, जैसे जो लेडी आपके कैमरा पे कह रही थी कि ये सेल्फ गॉड है, ये अपने आप को भगवान मानते हैं, और यहाँ पे जो कन्वर्जन का बहुत बड़ा इशू पंजाब में चल रहा है, उसके आगे बहुत ज्यादा इस चीज का प्रोपोगंडा पंजाब में करते हैं, लोगों को हिप्नोटाइज करते हैं, वीडियोस बनाते हैं, रील्स बनाते हैं कि हमने ऐसे कर दिया, मैंने कैंसर पेशेंट को ठीक कर दिया, और वैसे लोग इनके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। तो जो पंजाब की गवर्नमेंट है उनका ढीला रवैया इनके प्रति, क्योंकि उनकी कहीं ना कहीं जो अभी लास्ट बाय इलेक्शन गई है तो उसमें इन आदमी ने, जो बलजिंदर सिंह है, इन्होंने आम आदमी पार्टी की गवर्नमेंट की सपोर्ट करी थी, उन्हें वोट्स डलवाई थी, तो वो वोट के चक्कर में आज इंसाफ नहीं हो पा रहा। एक केस है 2018 का जिसमें 2 दिन बाद फैसला आने वाला है इस पास्टर के खिलाफ, जिसमें एक रेप विक्टिम वुमेन है जो 2018 में रजिस्टर्ड हुआ, उसके बाद 3 से 4 कंप्लेंट और आ चुकी हैं इस आदमी के खिलाफ। तो अगर ऐसे इश्यूज के ऊपर, महिलाओं के ऊपर हो रहे अत्याचार के ऊपर अगर आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार चुप बैठी है तो बड़ा निंदनीय विषय है ये। और हम तो पहले भी मांग करते थे कि जो हमारी महिलाएं हैं, जो हमारा सम्मान है, हमारे यहाँ पे पंजाब में महिला की बहुत रिस्पेक्ट करी जा रही है, और जैसे आप वीडियो ही दिखा रहे हैं, तो जिस हिसाब से ये जो आदमी अपने आप को भगवान मानता है और वो जिस तरह एक लेडी के साथ बदतमीजी कर रहा है, कुर्सियां उठा के मार रहा है, तो इसे भगवान मानेगा कौन? तो अच्छी बात है कुछ ऐसे जो भगवान कहने वाले लोगों की असलियत लोगों के सामने आ रही है कि ये भगवान नटंकीबाज आदमी, तो वो नटंकीबाजों की असलियत आगे आ रही है। तो हम तो मांग करते हैं आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार से, चलो 2018 वाले केस में परसों फैसला आ ही जाना है, तो उससे पहले सरकार को भी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए इन लोगों के खिलाफ, क्योंकि जीरकपुर, मोहाली, कपूरथला 3 जगह ऐसे इश्यूज हो चुके हैं जहां पे अभी तक भी इस सरकार का रवैया ढीला है।
Okay. Mr. Baliwal, thanks so much for joining us on Republic TV. And we shift our focus to the other story that we're tracking on this edition of Sector 6. Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, is in the United Kingdom. She's on a trip to UK. Now, while she was addressing a meeting there, she hailed the imperial British rule. Now, the West Bengal Chief Minister even went on to acknowledge the British rule in India, saying not how you think, but in fact she went on to remember it and hail the connection Kolkata, West Bengal has with the Britishers. Insulting India's freedom fighters, she made shocking praises for the British and their 200-year rule over India. She recalled UK's centuries-old relationship with India, especially the West Bengal, especially with Kolkata. Not only that, she highlighted the colonial legacy. She's talking about legacy, and also described Kolkata's architectural heritage as a splendid reminder of the cruel British India. She did not use the word cruel, of course. We are telling you what was cruel, the rule of the Britishers. Listen in to her attempt to glorify the colonial British rule that in reality led to the collapse of India's institutions and economy and, of course, our freedom.
I love UK. because we have an emotional relation, historical relation, heritage from the heritage point of ours and from yours also. 190 years you ruled in India, and when you ruled before independence, Calcutta was the capital of India. So you build up so many buildings, the heritage buildings and so many things. Every day we used to remember that.
Right, BJP MLA from West Bengal's Burajpur, Mr. Anup Saha joins us. Mr. Saha, आप किस तरह से देखते हैं जो ममता बनर्जी ने यूके जाके ब्रिटिश की धरती पे ही उन्होंने ब्रिटेन की धरती पर उनका जो एक बड़ा क्रूर राज था जो कि ब्रिटिश राज था उसको लेकर तमाम तरह की बातें की, तारीफों के पुल बांधे हैं और यहाँ तक कहा है कि आज भी हम जो देखते हैं कोलकाता में अपने आसपास वो उन सब चीज़ों की उस सब लेगेसी की याद दिलाता है। ये किस तरह का स्टेटमेंट जो आप देखते हैं?
देखिए, बंगाल का मुख्यमंत्री जो ऑक्सफोर्ड का इनवाइट में जो अभी उनका स्पीच का बात था, हम लोग देखे हैं कि पूरा विषय वहां एक केलो कॉलेज का इनवाइटेशन में वो गए हैं और वहां जाके ब्रिटिश का जो बात उन्होंने कही है वो बात तो हम सब जानते हैं कि ब्रिटिश ने भारत को शासन किया था। उस समय कलकत्ता भारत का राजधानी भी था। उस समय डेवलपमेंट जो भी हुआ था, लेकिन आज मुख्यमंत्री अपना उसी कलकत्ता को जिन्होंने बंगाल का जनता को बोले थे कि लंदन बनाएंगे, आज लंदन तो बना नहीं पाया 15 साल में, लेकिन लंदन में जाके वो अपना कलकत्ता समझ रहे हैं। आज जो परिस्थिति है, इस परिस्थिति का पूरा जिम्मेदार ममता बनर्जी को लेना होगा। इंग्रेज ने भारत को शासन किया, डेवलपमेंट हुआ, लेकिन आज इस स्टेट में कोई लॉ एंड ऑर्डर नहीं है। एजुकेशन सिस्टम पूरा खत्म हो चुका है
जी।
आज इसके लिए किसको ब्लेम कर रहे हैं?
राइट।
आप किसी कंट्री में जाके उस कंट्री में आप वहां जाके उसको थैंक्स कह सकते हैं, लेकिन आज बंगाल का परिस्थिति हम लोग बदलना चाहते हैं। युवा लोग नौकरी चाहते हैं।
Right, Mr. Saha, but anyway, there's no point in, of course, hailing. There's no reason to hail the British rule. Thank you so much, Mr. Saha, for joining us on Republic TV. We shift our focus to the other story that we've been tracking. It's, of course, the big arrangements that have been made, viewers, and the barricading on the roads connecting to the Odisha Assembly, given the tensions, given the protests, as hundreds of Congress workers and leaders began their protest rally against alleged increase in the crimes against women in the state of Odisha. Now, the Odisha police resorted to a lathi charge, used water cannons, fired tear gas shells as Congress workers broke the barricades, proceeded towards the state assembly as part of their Vidhan Sabha Ghirao program over rising crimes against women under the BJP rule.
The Mahatma Gandhi Marg in Bhubaneswar in Odisha turned into a battlefield as hundreds of Congress workers clashed with the police during the party's Odisha Assembly Gherao protest. Protesters resorted to stone pelting and hurling of chairs after they broke the security barricades, prompting the cops to go into forbidden charge to disperse them. Police deployed water cannons and tear gas shells to deter protesters from proceeding towards the State Assembly, which was currently under session. Congress leaders, including Pradesh Congress Committee President, State in Charge and other Congress MLAs were arrested. At least 12 police personnel were injured in stone pelting by the protesters. They are currently undergoing treatment. Congress leaders claimed that several party workers sustained injuries in the police lathi charge when they were protesting at the spot. The Congress had earlier called for Assembly Gherao demanding constitution of a House committee to investigate growing crimes against women. 14 Congress MLAs in that regard were suspended from the assembly for 7 days for their alleged unruly behavior over the same demand. Following the suspension, the party workers tried to break the police barricades to head towards the State Assembly. Protesters first broke the barricade and tried to push through the second layer of security cordon where police baton charged them. The Congress workers first dispersed but then returned with stones and chairs which they hurled at the police personnel that were deployed to keep the situation under control. Few hours later, the police personnel took the situation under control and the situation has been calm.
And viewers, 4 Jammu and Kashmir policemen, including a sub-divisional police officer, were injured in an encounter that broke out today between security forces and terrorists in the Judhana area in Kathua district. Viewers, this is day 5 of the anti-terror operations in Kathua, and the fresh encounter started this morning. Viewers, search operations were underway, of course. And viewers, we have my colleague Gursimran Singh joining us live on the broadcast. Gursimran, well, we are getting in fresh updates on the Kathua encounter. We understand that one PSI is also missing and searches are also underway. Tell us more details, please.
See, Rakshita, the way this operation started today morning, it has taken a different turn, because what was expected earlier in the morning that 5 Judge terrorists have been trapped and the special forces along with the SOG Jammu has been inducted into the operation along with the district SOG of the Kathua. But what has happened that later the turn of the events took this way, that first the terrorists lobbed UBGR onto the forces, which led to initial 3 injuries. That also includes the Deputy SP who had minor injuries. And since morning, the forces were unable to track his location because there was a heavy exchange of fire that was going on. What we are picking up for now, that the Deputy SP has been located and he is being brought back to the final end of the road. But the PSI who was leading one of the team, he is still missing. His location is unknown despite repeated calls being made to him. There has not been even a single connect that has been made to him, and that is really very concerning for the Jammu and Kashmir police, because this kind of operations and these kind of incidents being reported where an officer has gone missing is really concerning. And now the priority remains that first these troops, these officers are tracked, and then the terrorists are neutralized, the 5 of Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Right, thanks so much, Gursimran Singh, for joining us with the details coming in on that story as operations entered day 4 in Kathua. Viewers, joint operation underway. All right, on to the last story of this edition. Viewers, the Russian President Vladimir Putin is set to arrive on a state visit to India. Confirming the visit, the Russian Foreign Office put out a statement saying the modalities and the schedules were in process of being worked out. In fact, the Foreign Minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, said that President Putin has accepted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's invitation. And also, he said that he had visited Moscow earlier, and now it's time to reciprocate it.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has confirmed a state visit to India. The Russian Foreign Office put out a statement confirming the visit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had invited President Putin to visit India on his trip to Moscow earlier. The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov released a short statement saying that President Putin acknowledged Prime Minister Modi's maiden overseas visit in his 3rd term. Lavrov said that Putin accepted Prime Minister Modi's invitation, saying that it was time to reciprocate. The Russian Foreign Ministry said the schedule and modalities of Putin's visit were being worked out. And meanwhile, hours after Moscow confirmed Putin's visit, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said the long-standing strategic partnership continues to remain a priority for both nations.
I congratulate the Russian International Affairs Council for the successful implementation of this initiative in coordination with the Indian Embassy in Moscow. Such efforts and collaboration are indeed commendable. I appreciate the opportunity today to share a few thoughts with all of you. I understand that Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov will also be involved with this conference in a similar manner. Friends, further enhancement of the special and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia continues to be a shared foreign policy priority.
During Prime Minister Modi's visit earlier, the two nations pledged to deepen bilateral ties across a broad spectrum of sectors. As India prepares to roll out the red carpet for its all-weather ally, Are big ticket defense deals on the cards?
And that's it from our side on 6 Story at 6. Lots more joining us on the other side. Stay tuned to Republic TV.